Guys, look, it's a freaking turtle. I see you. Did y'all see that little bugger? He literally left as soon as he saw me. Look, even the turtle don't want a relationship with me, bro. Damn. Well, story of my life. Look, he straight disappeared, Joe. Wow. What's up, everybody? How is everyone doing today? In true me fashion again, I'm back in the mountains. Except this time I'm sitting by this beautiful waterfall body of water. At the end of the video, I'll do a little, show a little spiel if anyone's interested in seeing some nature. But I've been really recently thinking a lot about why it is that I've been really struggling to find deep and meaningful connections with people. That's always been an issue for me. Like I said in a previous video, I grew up in a house where it was always I had the household, the party house where I lived, and it's a butterfly. And growing up, for me as an empath, a highly sensitive person, that was difficult. There was a lot of, alcohol, drugs, never done in front of the children. Drinks, though, I was making mixed drinks by the time I was 7. Watch anything on TV, all sorts of things. So, and I'm also an Aquarius, which means, not only am I the rarest zodiac sign, I'm ruled by Saturn, and then I'm an INFJ, which, if you don't know what that is, the Myers-Briggs personality test, that's the rarest personalities, and the I stands for introvert. So, I'm actually an ambivert, but we won't get into those technicalities. But I'm saying that to say that by this point in my life, where I've done all this deep self-work, and I mean very intentional, because I've been very intentional in my life and always trying to be the best I can be. I grew up in a house where I wasn't expected to be perfect, but damn near pretty much when it came to how I presented myself to the world. And I thought by the time 35 rolled around, I'd have a solid group of people in my life that understood me and vice versa, and were able to give and receive love in a reciprocating fashion. And that has not been the case. And it's these past few years, like I mentioned in my last video, it's been me really taking care of my family. Let's see, this past year was my mother before she transitioned, and before that was my grandmother in 2020, and then before that was my mom's twin brother, and then before that was my dad back in 2014. And so it's been a lot to not only not have familiar support, but just not being able to connect with people, or having that superficial BS that I'm just never been able to understand. And I'm into astrology. I'm a Cancer rising and have Libra in my moon, so it's like I'm all about relationships and balance and love and nurturing and caring, and I'll never get it. I mean, unless I give it to myself. So self-care for me has been beyond imperative, and I'm obviously still learning on what those needs are and how I can meet them myself. But I really was thinking, why is it still that I cannot get? I still I know where I vibrate is very high, and it's sometimes far or hard to come by. But what I'm realizing is that the things that I have naturally been able to do throughout my life, being the black sheep and INFJ, all that stuff I just previously mentioned, made it easier for me and people like me in that way to detach and to be authentic in myself. And my astrological chart, actually, I'm just looking at the butterfly. It's so beautiful. I gotta show y'all in a second. And being ruled by Saturn, listen, if I don't learn the lessons that need to be learned, I'm just keep getting my ass whooped. And that's not me. I'm gonna learn it the first or second time. I'm not fitting to keep replaying the cycle. So I've realized, excuse me, guys, that most people have been so attached to their environment and anything that comes with that they don't know how to be their authentic selves. Like they have no idea who they are. And a lot of that is because we are so bombarded by all these attachments, and attachments don't just have to be people or environments. It could be TV, food, all of these different things that we have relationships with. And if you don't understand yourself, your own biochemical makeup, your own nature, your own psychology, if you just don't understand you, how are you going to be able to be truly you? And so what I want to emphasize today is that be mindful of the relationships that you have in your life, all of them, with your pets, with your parents, with your friends. There are three, as you know, I've been a science teacher, so there are three types of relationships. We have mutualistic relationships, commensalistic relationships, and then there are parasitic relationships. Anything that you are involved with where you're ingesting something from someone else, that's a relationship. A mutualistic relationship is one where both parties are benefiting. Okay, there's reciprocity, there is give and take at an equal measure. Then we have commensalistic relationships where one person is gaining and the other person is not winning nor faulting. So that means, for instance, like if I walk up this hill and a little butterfly decides to take a ride as I walk up the hill, it didn't benefit or hurt me, but it gave the butterfly a free ride, right? Okay, that's a pretty basic example. But then we have parasitic relationships where the host is being fed off of and it's having a negative effect, but the parasite is gaining. Okay, if you have any relationship in your life where it's parasitic or commensalistic, honestly, I mean, unless you have, pets, for instance, please evaluate those things. What TV are you watching? Are you ingesting? What kind of relationship do you have with your food? What about the people in your life, your environment, anything? If it is not self-fulfilling and self-deprecating, and it brings you into a lower vibration than where you naturally want to exist, then you have to learn to detach and to get yourself out of those situations, because at the end of the day, we are our own saviors. Okay, no one's coming to save you from the people that you continue to talk shit to you. Okay, another thing that I want to reiterate here is that, being a science teacher, energy is never lost. It's only transformed into other forms. And since we are in, a higher energetic state right now, into 5D, with those higher energies that that are being, transmitted and transmuted down here, that also means that portals for lower energies are also just as open now. And this isn't to scare anyone, it's just to be conscious, because that means things are going to be more intense, and you're going to have to use your discernment a lot more and be more in tune with your intuition and your gut. So like making sure your chakras are aligning in, the best way possible, listening to your gut feeling, because making sure your gut is actually healthy and clean. The foods you eat can distort your intuition, and so it's just so many different things, like, to be mindful of. And if there's any inkling in you that has been interested in maybe changing or metamorphosizing, that's not really a word, but metamorphosis, y'all know what I'm talking about, into a new version, a more evolved version of yourself, then I encourage you to do that. Now is going to be the time for sure, because if you don't start to discern who you are from the chaos around you, you're going to have a lot more attachments from energies that you can't differentiate from you. So please be mindful, people, of, who you're around, what you're doing, what you're ingesting. And for those of us out there like me, where we're still looking for the soul tribe, like, hey, I've been out here taking care of my blood family for a few years, while they all kind of died on me. But hey, it is what it is. And listen, like I said, they're here. Okay, but anyways, I'm not gonna make this one too long. I just want to make sure everyone is just being their authentic selves. And listen, if it's anything in your life that is not serving what it needs to be serving, if the math is not mathing, then redo your math. Like, it's not, really isn't rocket science. Like, if you're not building a rocket to go to space, it shouldn't be that hard. I ain't even trying to be that. I ain't even trying to Elon Musk out here, you feel me? But anyway, so be mindful of your energies. Keep being you, authentically you. I know it gets lonely out here being a lone wolf and all that. And and like I said with the relationships, evaluate that. Everything that you engage with, you're having a relationship with, TV, your phone, like, are you, just all those, I don't need to give extra details because y'all are adults or not. You're old, you should be old enough to figure out, whatever. Discernment. So now I'm going to let you guys see the beautiful oasis that I'm currently enjoying. I hope you have a beautiful day. Please continue to be your authentic self. Evaluate your relationships, practice discernment, and stay strong throughout the midst of the chaos. And we'll see each other on the other side. We'll be there together.